It happened 2 weeks ago. I've been terrified of basements ever since I was a kid. Though the fear faded as I grew older. I still can't help but stay alert when I'm down there alone. I always check to see if someone's watching me from the shadows. And on this cold Friday night, I was home alone. Bored and restless. There's a large TV in the basement, so I decided to play some games down there. With my headphones on, I got lost in the game. I never turned the volume up to high, though. Not long after, I thought I heard a noise behind me. A faint thud. But I couldn't make it out with my headphones on. I took them off and turned to look. My basement is big and messy, so I scanned every corner. Nothing seemed out of place. Satisfied, I put my headphones back on and continued playing. But every time I heard a noise, an uneasy feeling crept back into my mind. I kept telling myself it was just kids playing outside. But eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. The noises wouldn't stop. But nothing seemed wrong. The more I thought about it, the stranger it became. I took my headphones off, trying to listen carefully. Suddenly, I heard it again. A metallic clinking sound, like metal echoing in the distance. That's when the fear really set in. I was about to leave the basement when I saw the vent. It hit me. The sound might be coming from there. I stopped, staring at it, watching for anything strange. Then, out of nowhere, a hand reached out from the vent. I froze. A hand, slowly waving at me. And then, in a deep, chilling voice, it said, "Come here, help me." I didn't run at first. The hand started shaking the vent violently, trying to tear it off. I grabbed my phone and called the police, but the shaking only got worse. After explaining everything, the officer on the line told me, "Go upstairs, lock your door, find a weapon, and hide." As I listened, I heard my front door open. The dread in my chest grew heavier. I could hear his voice now, screaming from downstairs. "I know you're upstairs. I'm going to kill you." I heard his footsteps, racing up the stairs, getting closer. It only took a few seconds. He was at my door, trying to break it open. The door rattled as he slammed against it, harder each time. I could see the door cracking open. At that moment, I knew I had to escape through the window, or I'd be dead. I could see the door slowly being forced open. At that forbidden moment, I jumped out, landing in the bushes below. I knew I had to crawl out of the window to escape. If I didn't, something terrible would happen. So, I leapt from the window into the bushes below. Luckily, a police car had just pulled up in front of my house. I ran towards the officers, explaining the situation frantically. They told me to stay in the car and lock the doors behind me. Both of them drew their guns and entered the house. About 5 minutes later, the two officers emerged, dragging that mad man with them. He sat in the back of the police car, his face twisted in rage, and just before they drove away, he gave me this, horrifying look. It chilled me to the bone, making me feel like this was far from over. Now, I still play games in the basement sometimes, but not nearly as much as I used to.